From here, it's pretty simple. You want to traverse the entire village, starting from either the top, if you get the guard spawn at the top, or the bottom, if you get the guard spawn at the bottom. Each building, one room at a time, each floor, each corner, every nick and cranny, leave no stone unturned. So long as you do that, the only other thing you need to know, so that you hopefully never have to watch another blueprint farming or loot route video, is that there are no loot routes for blueprints, or loot routes don't matter as much as the map condition and the area you're looting blueprints in. What do I mean by that? Well, I do run the village as a loot route for blueprints, but it's not my loot route or the loot route, right? No one has that. What you're looking for are 2x map events to increase the chances of you finding a blueprint, but also, more importantly, the tier of blueprints that you find. And I'll explain that in a second. And also, knowing what containers different blueprint types are found in. So, for example, weapon attachment blueprints are found in residential containers. Now, if we map weapon attachment blueprints being found in residential containers with needing a 2x map condition to increase the odds of finding blueprints as well as the tier of blueprints we find, that should tell us that the only thing that matters is that an event is active and that no matter what map we're going on, we're going to residential areas in that map. So hopefully with that, you no longer have to watch a loot route video because they're not real. Loot route videos are not real. There are no loot routes. There's only map conditions and container types. So let me break that down further. You see here, we're finding an extended barrel 3 and a silencer 2. The extended barrel 3 is an epic tier weapon attachment, which makes the blueprint an epic tier blueprint. So it's more rare to find. What that really means is that you can't find it in a day raid, right? This is something that took me a while to figure out. You cannot find an extended barrel 3 in a day raid. You can't find a blue choke or a rare choke in a day raid. You need a 2x map condition, like a hurricane, electromagnetic storm, or cold snap. Now there's an exception to this because night raids, I think prior to the map condition, additional map conditions being introduced, were the go-to sort of 2x map condition to find blueprints in Arc Raiders. But it seems ever since the hurricane, electromagnetic storm, as well as cold snap were introduced, the night raids, in my opinion, feel like slightly buffed day raids, to be honest. I don't find too many crazy blueprints in there, so I usually skip them. But outside of that, your goal is to event hop. It's not to wait for electromagnetic storm or hurricane when it's on spaceport so that you can hit the departure buildings. That's not real. You're essentially just event hopping when an event is active, hurricane, electromagnetic storm, on whichever map, and going to the residential areas of those maps. In Bluegate, the biggest residential area is the village. It's dense, it's compact, you can get through it pretty quickly and then re-queue and do it again. And, it's a numbers game, right? So with RNG, the more containers you loot, obviously the higher chances you have of finding additional blueprints that you haven't already learned to consume. So it's just playing a numbers game and knowing how to match the blueprint type that you're looking for with the container type and the tier blueprint you're looking for with the appropriate map conditions. So a silencer 1, for example, I haven't ever found a silencer 1 in a hurricane or an electromagnetic storm. I'm not saying you can't find them because it's possible that the map conditions, work their way all the way down. But I've always found silencer 1 blueprints in day raids, for example. And if you think about an extended barrel 3, think about the snap hook. Most people know that the snap hook is only found in electromagnetic storm, but just as an example, that's a legendary blueprint, right? So you want to match the tier blueprint with the map condition. So anything that's above rare, and there's a couple of exceptions, like the silencer 2 you can find in a day raid, right? That's like one of the most common blueprints out there. But a lightweight stock, for example, I mean, if you've ever found one in a day raid, definitely leave it in the comments below. But I bet that that's only found in a hurricane, electromagnetic storm, and I'd say a night raid as well. I personally haven't had that much luck in night raids, but again, it's all about the map condition and the container type. So in addition to residential containers, you of course have utility containers, you have electrical containers, right? The Surge Coil blueprint was found in a trash can, but it's more likely to be found in an electrical container. And that should let you know something about outdoor containers, is that there's a wild card there. Any blueprint can spawn in an outdoor container during a 2x map condition, right? So it's all about knowing how the blueprints spawn in the game, not following some specific loot route, because again, those are not real. Hopefully with that, this is the last blueprint loot route farming video that you have to watch. And that's all I have to say. Enjoy the rest of the video.